So I hit you off with the how to make R&B guide and stuff like that, and I told you there are a lot of different types of R&B, a lot of different sounds. Today we're gonna get into some Chris Brown style R&B, some of the more sensual side of what he does. You know, still has some of those bouncy drums and stuff like that. He just released the album Breezy. It's got a bunch of tracks on it, so you know, I took a look at that, went over some of the beats, seen some of the stuff that was done, and I'm gonna make a beat that I feel would fit well on that tape. So before we get into it, I need you to put a like on the video, help your boy out, help raise it up, and let's go. So the first thing I'm gonna do is figure out a chord progression. I got this keyscape open with the electric piano. Let's get into it. So I'm gonna break this chord progression down for you very quickly from a technical standpoint. So as far as how I created a chord progression, pick a bass note. From the bass note, I would build either a minor or major chord. And if you notice, most of the chords are 11s. I did not come in with a scale or anything like that. I was just playing and feeling it out based on the bass notes that I had and creating a chord that I thought would sound good in reference to the last chord that I played. Now, from a technical standpoint, let's look at what's going on. The scale that everything is in is a D minor, and the progression is a 6-7-5-1. So we start at the 6th chord, and it's this chord right here. Now, as far as this chord, I got the scale helpers laid out so you can understand it really easy. So when you look at this right here, this is a basic 7th chord. Now, what is missing is this 9th. All I did was erase the 9th and add the 11th. We get to the 2nd chord, it's just another 11th. All we do is skip that note, just get rid of that and put the 11th. Now this is where it gets tricky and it gets into something that I haven't went over on the channel yet. This is a borrowed chord. This is a 5 chord. It's borrowed from the D major scale. Now let's take away this A sharp very quickly. What this is, the 5 chord as a 7th chord from the D major scale. If you notice this note right here, it doesn't fit in the scale. All the light gray notes represent notes that are within the scale. If you weren't aware, this is supposed to be there, but instead I put it there. So this is a borrowed chord. This is a major chord. Now, as far as this right here, if you go and try and look those notes up, it doesn't really say what the chord is. But what I know, that note right there adds extra tension because it's the same distance away as every note in a diminished chord, which would be 1, 2, 3 semitones away from the last note. And it's within the scale, so it just works. So listen to it without it. Listen to it with it. Added tension. These two chords are basically the same. This is another 11th chord, but it is a suspended chord. Instead of having the 3rd, we have a sus4, but it's an 11th chord, a minor 11th at that. And with this, all we do is resolve that suspended chord like I taught you to in the suspended chord video that I did. We take this back down to where it's supposed to be, the regular 3rd. And as far as these upper 2 notes that make it the 9th and the 11th, we get rid of those, keep the 7th, but we mirror the root note on this chord to help it sound better during a resolution. So let's play it really quick. Now back to the beat. Before we even go to another instrument, I'm going to begin some processing. I'm gonna put the preamp on this. I'm going to add a big ass reverb to it just to make it sound kind of like a pad. Now, an important thing that I did with that was cutting the low frequency as far as the reverb EQ, because I do not like when the lows are reverb. I don't like that. I'm also going to cut some of the low frequencies for when the 808 comes and things like that. I'm going to use this Pick Nylon Session Guitarist. I'm going to use this bell. It is from a one-shot kit that I am making that's going to be coming out soon. And we're going to use that in the upper frequency. So it's a beautiful thing. So boom, I got this bass. We're gonna work with it. I'm gonna EQ some of the highs out. Gonna use something called low control to give it a little bit more bass. Gonna use Cymatic's Origins to completely kill some of the highs. So let's listen to the before. After. Let's just listen to that note before. After. Beefy as the fuck. Now we're gonna get to the drums. We're gonna start off with a rim, but I'm gonna do a little bit of sound design on the rim. We're gonna put a Valhalla vintage verb on it. I'm gonna go to one of the drum reverbs, like the short dark snare room. Got this, one of my shakers, and some type of bongo wood. I'm gonna make some background layering those two. put a fruity convolver on it using the small room preset. Use the fruity filter on it. And I'm gonna use the fruity balance, turn this down a little bit. Now this one is gonna be self-explanatory. We're just gonna get a kick and put it over this. This is an Undertaker kick out the combustion pack. The last thing I'm gonna do is add a hi-hat pattern, pretty much mirror a lot of what the percussion line is doing. I'm gonna add a delay to that, ping pong it, make the input pan one way, turn this down by quite a bit, and set this to like 4 steps. Now this could be fine just by itself. You could put an R&B singer over this and stuff like that, but I'm gonna take it a step further and add some vocals just so you can get the vision. So I combine this Lander chromatic set and this Lander chromatic set. Hope you enjoyed that. Be on the lookout for the one-shot kit. It's coming soon. It's gonna be dope. Leave a comment, let me know what you thought. Let me know what you want to see in the future as well. Other than that, I'll see y'all another day. Somehow, some way, I'm out.